Huh? Did you quit? Oh, okay.
I didn't go all the way to the main doors.
What?
I didn't go all the way to the main doors.
Why?
Because I saw everybody at Capitol. It was Greg died.
That was terrifying. Outside.
I never see him.
Even colder on Saturday and even colder than that on Sunday. Sunday the high is going to be like 29.
I was like riding into the wind. I was so cold.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. How do you that was safe.
So Lucas, I think it's a nice thing, but is that just because you're on the other team and you're giving them good support? Is that what that is? It's not that you're like hoping to lose. Okay. I think it's a nice thing. I just wanted to clarify, right? Cool. Thank you. Are you good?
This is the final. And we're back on energy debate. What energy source will the government choose? Will the government to invest $200 billion on? Here today, the finalists. Have a round of applause for Geothermal. They put the pipes down into the earth and bring out the seeds.
Bring out the what? No, I heard seeds. I just didn't know what you meant.
And now, the energy source that brings energy to one of the most important and an important thing that keeps humanity alive. Have a round of applause for solar.
Let's go! Give it up!
Today, both of them will fight for the death, aka just do arguments and offensive. Let's see who will win. Thank you. And we shall go to
Creativity and risk taking.
We should go to OT.
we go to commercial.
I know, right?
Is that a commercial break? Even in. I like my chair. I can nap if I just sit down. Hurry up. Now, we are talking to Audrey Parker, a member of the Geothermal group. Do you have high hopes for you? Yes. Do you have high hopes for your group? Yes. Okay, why? Okay, now I'm going to walk on to JJ Farm's house from Solar. How do you think you're going to choose to do it?
You get in and you I feel like Ben, Steven, and like someone else will have like a G.
Are you going to
Yeah, I can take the actual microphone and actually use it. The microphone's sitting right there.
Oh, really?
And it's recording. Yeah, it's a good thing. I love it. I think you should get the microphone and finish your interview.
And now we're here with Russell Matthews from the Geothermal group.
Say last names though, right?
Oh, sorry, never mind.
That's not his last name.
Say last names because
That was such a lie.
So from Russell, what are your hopes for the Geothermal group?
Oh, the hopes from the Geothermal group. I don't know. What are the hopes from the Geothermal group?
And what are you expecting from Solar?
What am I expecting from Solar? I'm expecting good defenses from Solar and good arguments that we will defend to maybe be the energy source of the USA in the next year.
That was Russell from the Geothermal group. And now we'll talk to Lucas.
Lucas, so they're awesome with stuff. Yeah.
This is serious. You know that. Wait, Russell. Okay. So what are you in charge of in this? What are you in charge of in this group?
Well, we're not, okay, we're all equal in this group. So, yeah.
We're not all equal. We have
Okay. Now we'll go back to Mason from the Solar group. Now Mason, what did you work on? What are you working on your debate? Are you working on arguments, defenses? What are you working on?
I'm working on going to our drive and getting our and arguments up so I can see those. I'll be happy either way, and my goal, and I really think our only goal was to make it to the final round, really.
Well, that's great. Now, Alex from Solar, are you proud of what you've done so far?
Yes, and I don't really have that much else to say.
Okay. Now, let's talk to our honorable judges. Come over here, Logan. Fine, Tyler, come over. Tyler and Logan, come up. Tyler and Logan. So, Logan, what are you expecting on this debate?
Well, I'm pretty much expecting that both teams studied hard and that they're going to do well.
Very good, thank you. Now, let's talk to Tyler here. So, what are you expecting on both teams? Do you think they worked hard?
Yes, I feel like they worked very hard, and the match against Solar against Wind was very good. I think that Solar has a really good team. I never really faced Geothermal, but they look pretty good. They look dominant.
That's great. Now let's talk to Andrew Keel here, one of our honorable judges. Come on, Andrew. So what are you expecting on today's debate?
I'm expecting Solar to win.
Oh, you can't say that. Okay, that's their prediction. Now, why don't we talk to Steven here, our honorable judge? Hello. Yay. So, Steven, are you expecting a good debate today?
Yeah, I think I am. I think they're both really good teams, and I think it's going to be a good debate.
That's great. Now let's talk to Regan here, an honorable judge. So, Regan, do you think? Okay, so we've seen from both teams that they actually showed a lot of the both teams showed a lot of technology here. Do you think they will show some technology today? And do you think they're going to show us some technology today?
Probably. I can't say which team I'm going for, but I still have jealousies from losing our last debate, so.
That's true. Now let's talk to Brady, an honorable judge. Come on, Brady. Now, Brady, you see these two teams, right? What group are you in?
Both of them are really good. Solar's a good energy source, but geothermal is a good energy source, and geothermal are great debaters too. So I think it's going to be a tough decision, but I think it's going to be geothermal.
Very good. Now, you'll see who wins this energy debate right after the announcements. We're going to start it.
Right after these messages.
Good morning, Westgate Wolverines. Let's pause for a few moments of silent reflection. Pledge orders today from Mr. Thomas's class. They are
Josh Arano, Johnny Kukla, CC Hare, Natalia Fred Mayer.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Today is Thursday, November 19th, 2015.
After school activities today are homework heroes in the LC. Westgate Art Club in the art room for 2nd grade. Young Rembrandts in room 112.
Additional announcement. Westgate Skate Night is on Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. at Orbit Skate Center. Admission is free. Bring your own clean skates or rent them for $3. We will be collecting food to help the Wheeling Township Food Pantry. Hope to see you there. We would like to wish a happy birthday to the following students: Nicholas Ganduling and Daniel Riddler. We are Addie Murray,
Ann Cass,
and Rachel Malik. Signing off. Westgate leaders, remember habit 1. Be proactive. You're in charge. Wait, we say that every day. What does it actually mean?
I don't know.
Being proactive means being responsible, like taking care of your homework, making sure it's done, and making sure you know where it is at all times.
Oh, I did that, so I'm being proactive.
Me too. Me too. Have a great Wolverine day.
That was
acting like,
I like that. Don't you agree, though? We do say it every day, and we don't always know what it means, right? Especially the younger kids, right?
And we're back on energy debates, where where solar is gonna face geothermal. Solar is gonna face geothermal to see what energy source is the best. Now I'm gonna bring up Tyler again from one of our honorable judges.
Excuse me, the president has entered the room. Excuse me, hello, thank you, staff, council, cabinet. Thank you very much for finally getting to the end of this. Gosh, it's taken you like a month to give me an answer. I need to know where we need to dedicate that $200 billion budget. I hope that in an hour you're going to have an answer for me. Are we going to have an answer?
Yeah!
All right, I expect it. Now listen, what are we down to? I mean, I hope it's nuclear, because that's the way I would have gone.
No!
Uh-oh, okay. All right, nuclear. Oh, okay, you don't like nuclear. All right, maybe I was wrong. That's why I hire you. Oh, okay, you got rid of nuclear, so who are you? Solar, and who are you? All right, so it's between those two. Why don't we just give you $100 billion? No, I can't do that. We can't split it up. That's not right. All right, I expect to see a good match today. I want to know the winner at the end. Judges, I expect you to be fair. And I hope that we're going to have a good winner, somebody who deserves that budget to power the rest of our country for the next quite a few years. All right, are you ready? Do you have your technology ready? Because I hear you've been showing technology. Yeah? All right. All right, we need a timer person. Let's see. I hear that Mr. Solars uses these things. Let's see. Russell, do you want to be it? Oh, you're here. I don't know you. You're Russell? Nice to meet you, Russell. You're a new person on our staff. Matthew? Ah, he's not here. He's already ditching work. He's not going to get paid if he doesn't come to work. Lucas? Oh, geez. Charlotte? Oh, good. Will you do it for us? Thanks. All right, so we got a timer person. Now listen, I really need you guys to take care of everything. All right, Mr. Solars isn't here. He's not going to baby you today. You got to do it. So if there's lights or there's switching on the remote or whatever, you got to handle it. Are you sure you understand? All right. Then let's do this. I'm not going to control it at all. Figure it out. That was pretty funny. So is this what the debate is? A whole bunch of kids walking around, staffers walking around the room? I'm here. Is that what the debate is? Let's see this thing.
Rachel Lucas.
All right, I'm not controlling it, so how do you start?
Don't type.
Rachel Lucas. Who's going to say their introduction first?
Okay, solar.
So our source is solar energy. Dear honorable judges, we would just like to thank you for coming out here and listening to our debate between us and geothermal.
As well as Mr. Solar, as well as the president.
And Mr. Solars, who is not here. Don't know where he went. But. Introduction. We are solar energy. Our energy source comes from the sun. We use solar panels and solar towers to collect our energy. The next three paragraphs will describe how important we are. Solar towers. Solar towers produce more for less. This way of making energy is very simple. Sun's rays go into the panels and create the energy. The energy from the sun can multiply with solar towers. Solar towers are expensive and hard to install, but the rays from the sun are free. Solar panels and dishes. If you have a bunch of solar panels and many solar dishes, you will get a ton of energy. All of this energy can be converted into batteries, and that's how you store the energy. This energy can power just about anything like electronics, ovens, and microwaves. Environmental effects. This energy is very environmentally friendly because the sun doesn't pollute. This source is easily available and renewable and doesn't pollute the air. Our energy power plant is big, but has little effects on the environment. Conclusion. Therefore, solar energy is underrated and should be used more often. This energy source is very helpful, clean, and green. All of our sources that we will use will help the world a lot. Done.
Done. Okay. Hello, honorable judges and worthy opponents. We are here today to talk and debate about geothermal energy that we believe should be the country's alternative energy source. We barely pollute, and this energy source will never run out. It is cheap to use to power your house. Use of steam is a great deal, and that is what we use for this energy source. It uses water from the ground, but not too much of it.
Though the power plants are a little bit expensive, it is about the same cost as a coal plant. Also, we aren't planning to power the entire country. We assume everyone else is. So it's really cheap, and it would cost you around $50 per month to power your house, depending how much energy you use.
Our energy source is good because it only uses steam to produce energy. It is also clean and sustainable. Resources for geothermal energy range from the shallow ground to hot water and hot rock found a few miles beneath the Earth's surface, and down even deeper to the extremely high temperatures of molten rock called magma.
Although this is a really good energy source, it can affect the soil. When you take rock from the ground, it makes the soil a little bit dry. But when we condense the steam back into the water and inject it back into the ground so the soil is not messed up. Geothermal power plants act in a recycled process, so the water/steam is the same, just making more energy. We plan to mostly power the western states, Hawaii and Alaska, on geothermal energy because there are a few good places to produce geothermal energy in the east. Now this sounds like a bad idea. We will power the entire western side of the U.S., so we will not need fossil fuels in the west at all. Geothermal energy is a great resource. With barely no pollution, you should definitely get geothermal energy to power your house because of all of this. First, such a great price is a great deal. We hope geothermal energy can be our power's alternative energy source, and we hope that you vote for geothermal energy. Thank you.
With a giant smiley face.
Something you say?
Done.
Done. Okay.
Who's going to start the argument?
Geothermal has geothermal.
Yeah, sorry. Go. Some manufacturing processes are associated with greenhouse gas emissions. Nitrogen trifluoride and sulfur hexafluoride have been traced back to the production of solar panels. These are some very bad greenhouse gases, and they have had a great impact on global warming. Also, transportation and installation of solar power systems can also unintentionally cause pollution. As Mr. Solar might say, that was a big gobbledygookish, but it basically means that some materials have been traced back to the solar panels can impact global warming. Done.
Well, that can happen. I know that, but when we make our power plant, the more energy produces, the more pollution it will make. But the pollution does not happen often. And when we get those power plants in the ground and they're working fine, we get so much energy, and people don't really recognize all the some of the pollution that's going on. So.
And some other power plants, like fossil fuels, they pollute a lot more than we do, so it's not a huge deal, even though it is a little pollution.
And we're working on solar panels and like stuff that won't pollute as much and contain those items.
Done.
Your power plants are very location specific, so you need to install your power plants in a very specific area with all of its needs and all of its stuff it needs solar.
And maybe, like, you might have to move it, so, like, you drill down, but then it doesn't work out, so you have to move it again. and like you can't transport it very far, so you kind of only have that energy in the west.
Geologists locate geysers and investigate the volume of the temperature and the size of the geothermal system. If the conditions are good, and then a well is dug near the geyser and the steam is channeled through big pipes to its destination.
And it is kind of a process to make the plant and make sure it's a good geyser or a good location. But once the plant is built, it can produce a lot of electricity for not a lot of price to buy to have the electricity for your home. So it's a really good deal. Anything else? Okay, done.
In the winter, for large solar farms, in individual home panels, the snow can block the sun, and the panels will not produce energy. Ice might also gather on the solar panels. What if there is a blizzard over a big farm? What is your plan if all those families who will not be receiving energy?
And please stop the timer. We have time.
Lights, camera, action!
Hey guys, wait.
Lights, camera, action!
Lights.
Camera, action!
As you can see,
So as you can see, it's like winter right now, and there's like snow everywhere, and there's like, and he has to come out at the freezing temperatures and brush them off. And he has 4 solar panels, so he's gonna take up lots of time brushing them off so the sun can get to him.
and usually solar panels are up on top of buildings, so you're gonna have to go on top of the building to brush the snow off.
Yeah, and it says many people could say they should go higher because they should, but he couldn't sweep them easily, so then they wouldn't be getting any electricity. And we're wondering what you're gonna do with a big solar farm. If there was a blizzard over it, what would happen to all the families who were getting electricity from that solar farm? Anything else? Okay. Done.
The snow will get on the solar panel, but it produces more for less. So all that summertime, it will get build up more and more energy that might last you through the winter times.
And we do convert it into batteries, and then like you can brush it off, and then but what if we put it in like Arizona? You don't really get any snow there. You're still getting the sun all the time.
And some of the energy in like those very like hot states can go over to the next state. So like in Colorado it snows a lot, so like somewhere close to Colorado that's like really hot and has a lot of space, those that all the energy can go over there.
Transfer.
And some of the energy.
Done.
When you guys drill into the ground, you guys can cause earthquakes when you drill down into the earth.
And to add on to that, if you're mining and drilling down, the thing could collapse on the people, like where people and then the coal miners or the people who drill down will get stuck there and die. So they'll have to dig to find the way out. Where 33 men in Chile got stuck for 6 to 9 days down because of the collapse on them.
So, anyways, geothermal energy can cause earthquakes, but we can find a new way to build it so it won't make earthquakes. And also, if people are if you're very uncareful with doing it, then it's probably gonna cause an earthquake. And if you're careful, it's like But it's the 21st century, so we're constantly coming out with new technology, and so we're making it easier to drill into the rock, and it'll make there's more, and it's better safe. And I think you'd have to be really careless to get in a position like that. But I've never heard of it, but I believe you. And I think that you'd have to be really you'd have to be messing around to do that. But everyone is really careful around the geothermal sites, and they're trained, so.
Yes. And also, it's not like it's going to cause like this major earthquake where everyone in the world dies. So it's like just a small thing. It's not that huge. So.
Done.
It's that huge.
Because solar power is relatively new, maintenance of your panels can also be a problem. Outside of basic solar panel maintenance, repair of your panels must be performed by certified photovoltaic energy technician. Finding such a technician and paying for a service call can be costly.
Can you repeat that?
Done. Just say, since solar power is relatively new, maintenance of your solar panels can be a problem. It's a lot of money. You have to find a certified technician.
So we don't. What after you install them, after you like build the solar panels and install them, you usually don't have to do that much work with them, other than maybe like brush them off. Yeah. Anything to add?
Yeah. And they create so much energy that, like, it's probably worth it just getting out there and having a little change by a person who has that specific job. So it's pretty worth it. Because if we have, and that is a good point, because there is a lot of solar panels, but
when you have a lot of solar panels, you have a lot of energy. Done.
Geothermal power plants are hard to install next to cities or like population centers. So that's people like a village or a city, and the geothermal power plants are hard to install next to them. So it might take a while for it to transfer over to the city.
And they don't transport very well. I mean, they still transport, but not as far, and they lose the energy after a while because it's steam. Anything to add?
Done.
So, anyone want to say something first? Okay. So we use pipes to transport the energy because the plants are kind of in the middle of the nowhere because we're using the geysers and whatever. But and we're drilling. But we use pipes to transport the energy to the power lines that are nearby. But we don't. But it's not like it's like millions of miles away from anywhere. It's just somewhere you can just transport the pipes to the nearest power line, which aren't too far, and the energy will still be fine once you get to the power lines, which then will transport to the near houses in the city or wherever. Done.
Sometimes when the solar panels are on top of buildings, like hail and stuff can hit them. Or let's say someone is by a golf course and the solar panel gets hit with a golf ball. This is what can happen.
Yes. Solar power is a very big point.
You can't see it that way.
But as you can see here, it's pretty cracked and it might not work anymore. We have a quick video about it. So this was what could happen to a solar panel.
And a golf ball. That's it.
Or anything like anything will hit it, it'll pretty much break Done.
Yeah, they're kind of very fragile.
Done.
When a solar panel does break, which they'll probably won't put it by a golf course, and golf courses have like fences about it.
Yeah, and it still will create a little bit of energy, even though it's like cracked a little bit.
Also, when a solar panel breaks, that's just the energy directly to your house. There'll still be energy like around the solar power plants around the United States, which will come in and use to power your home.
And it's kind of just pure bad luck or a terrible shot because like
Does really happen.
it wouldn't happen all that often, and you wouldn't like put it right next to the golf course unless the golf course needed energy.
And probably later in the future, they're probably gonna realize this more, and they're gonna probably put like some clear stuff or clear like plastic over it, so the sun will still shine through,
Or like
but it won't crack.
Yeah, like a shield.
Yeah.
Done.
Geothermal power plants have sulfur dioxide and silicon emissions, and the reservoirs contain traces of toxic heavy metals, including mercury, arsenic, and boron.
So can you like clarify it for them, maybe?
So it contains toxic and heavy items.
Some of the geothermal power plants have some dangerous materials in them.
So
Yeah,
like
and it
greenhouse-
could be hazardous to your lungs, or if you were breathing it. Or near it. Yes. Like if you were working on the power plant.
Done.
Even though it releases some carbon dioxide or cases other gases, most of the geothermal power plants are far away from homes, and solar energy contributes to greenhouse effect and air pollution.
I would like to add that in the process of making the solar panels, stuff like that happens too.
So we both have some faults at that, but as you said, breathing it in can be hazardous if some of the worser gases are emitted, but the plants are very far from like towns and whatever, and if you were working there, then you would know all the safety issues. Done. What do you do in the winter when you want to heat up your house? Like, it's gonna be like all cold in your house in winter. What are you gonna do? What's your plan?
You can use just a regular heater, or you can turn on the hot air.
And the alternative energy for like the solar power plants, as we were saying earlier, it'll come right in and heat up your house.
Or you keep your doors shut usually, and keep the warm air in, or turn the temperature up, or do something like that. Like you can do that in all the regular houses, as long as you have like a thermostat or something.
But no, maybe do
Kiddos, why don't you pick your last two arguments?
When you install a geothermal power plant, the surface of the ground has to be smooth enough in order to install it.
And plus, it can hurt the underground loops like tree roots, rodents, etc.
Yeah, animals underground.
Yeah, and like because you're in the non-populated areas, a bunch of animals are gonna live there because it's not like in the city or something.
Yeah, like non-populated by humans, but very populated by animals.
And like if it's not on the flat ground, it's could collapse.
You should turn it off. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
say it the first couple times.
Okay, so, are you done?
Yeah.
So, okay, so it can affect the soil a bit, but as that's one thing that could affect some animals
You'll
around.
have to talk really loud
It can
because that's
affect
the closed window.
it can affect the soil around the thing a bit, but we don't really do that because we recycle the process, so it won't affect the soil and any animals that can do that.
Rachel, can you stand up when you talk because I can't hear you?
And also, we're not like destroying like everything in the plant's path, so there'll still be room for animals to live and stuff. Anything else? Yeah. Okay, done. Okay. Let's just say I'm a little low on money and my family's electricity bill is causing some doubts. If the coal plants are a good way for us to get our electricity. We sleep on it and decide to invest in a solar panel for our house. Then we realize that we're on a budget and we can't afford a battery for the solar power to store us energy. What will happen if there is a dreary, rainy, cloudy week and no sun is peeking through, and we don't have a battery to store a lot of energy? Also, the batteries are heavy and large. We'll need to find somewhere to store them, and we will have to replace them occasionally, which can add to the cost.
There's something to add to that.
Yeah?
The batteries cost a lot of money to install and use, so yeah.
Done.
Well, the batteries are renewables. You buy it, and the solar panel, you think a solar panel, it's only like this big. So there's a bunch of them in like one whole thing, but and it connects to the battery, which the battery you don't need to replace or anything. Same with the solar panel. So if you just bought those two and you were still on the budget, it would still produce more for less.
And even if it is cloudy and rainy and stuff like that, you still get a little. You just don't get as much as you would if it was
You
sunny.
get a lot if it's sunny. You get like an average amount of energy if it's cloudy. I got the rest of it. The surface has to be flat for the geothermal power plant to stand upright and not tip or lean over.
Can we just do that?
Oh, just did that one.
You guys use a lot of water usage on your energy sources. And then you also still rely on another energy source because it can only power the West Coast.
And you take up a lot of land when you do use geothermal, and it just might not work out all the time. Done.
It is only available in the West, though it is not realistic to use it throughout the world because we already have coal plants and nuclear plants in other places where there is not geothermal plants. And yes, you're correct, but there are some places, and we're going to show you a map of where the geothermal energy is available. There are some places, lots in the West Coast, will be powering Hawaii and Alaska, and there's Tech that we're going to use, and it's available in some other places. So, right now, the red, you can kind of see, is the most favorable, like the best sites, and then the yellow is the least favorable, and then the green is you can't use it, but this one says no data for Hawaii and Alaska, but we know that we're going to power Hawaii and Alaska with geothermal energy because it's very easy to find. So
It is more, if you combine all of this stuff, it's more like half the country that we're actually doing.
Yeah. And that's like no fossil fuels and whatsoever, like that's completely, and then the other parts we'll use some, then we'll, because we still have energy from the other ones, we're not just going to say, nope, we're not using those anymore. So, yeah. Anything else? Okay, done.
Keep from the item.
Ivapan solar electric generating system, and the world's largest solar farm of its kind, has killed and injured birds and other wildlife in the Mojave Desert. Also, just solar farms in general can injure innocent animals.
So say it again for me, Billy.
Heat from the Ivanap solar electric
You can pause it, right?
Ivanpah solar electric generating system, the world's largest farm of its kind, has killed and injured birds and other wildlife from the Mojave Desert. Also, just solar farms can, in general, can injure and or kill animals.
Innocent animals. And then we have tech. So over here, as you can see, this is a huge solar farm. And if you were a bird flying above that, it'd be really bright. And also, there's a thing called like the water effect, where if an animal can, like if it's in the desert, the animal can think the solar farm is water, and then swoop down and get hurt. And then also down here is a closer up view. They're kind of closely packed, and then they turn when the sun changes. So an animal that could get stuck under there and bop their head. So, and there's something there. Yeah, and there's one other thing. Here. And there's a picture of an Asian wildlife. You can't really see it, but it's a bird, and he's hurt because he was hurt by a solar farm. And was dying. Wait, no, I still have something to add.
So, as you see these giant farms, if once it snows, snow's going to get all over that, and that's going to take, like, forever to clean.
I get his point, but yeah, stick with the first point,
Yeah.
because that's your real argument.
Okay, done.
So we have around the desert a giant like cage or like sort of like fence around it, which is gonna block it from the birds getting into it. And while we're doing that, we're working on solar panels that don't fry the birds.
Yeah, they might
can trap
they're
them.
later they're gonna try to make sensors on them. So
They'll know if it's a bird.
so they'll know if something's under it.
and then
stuff.
that one won't move in the rest.
And plus, like, it's kind of just like the golf ball. It's just pure bad luck
And
that
it's
the
stu- and
bird's
it-
going to get stuck under there
And it rarely happens.
or fly over
It's
it.
gonna do.
It may happen, but not that often. And if Lucas was saying that it was going to snow, but they're in the desert, right?
Yeah, in the desert.
So you wouldn't really get snow. Done.
All right, to your conclusions, kiddos.
No, this one.
Not yet. We're still doing it. Oh, you pressed it. Great.
No high five. Right. Sure, do it on that one, okay? Get your video for that. Okay. Who's going first? Are we going first because you did the introduction first? Or? Yeah, you guys go. You guys go. Yeah. We get. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Let them go.
Honorable judges, thank you for coming out today to hear us out. We would also like to say a good job to our worthy opponent, Solar Energy, but we still have a few more things to say. And this video can sum up some things we would like the judges to remember as they are taking on an amazingly huge task, choosing America's alternative energy source. We are sure they will make the right decision.
Okay.
First of all, it's renewable. Second of all, it has worked in the past, so it should work now. And third of all, once the plant is built, it produces a lot of energy for a little cost. Is that not great? We hope you vote for geothermal energy. Thank you, but we also have a couple of videos to show you Mason judges. One video. Hi, Bob. And I have something to explain to you. So, as you see here, a bird is getting smushed by a solar panel. And here, a bird is flying to the solar panel, and they're getting burned really badly. And I'll show you this video. Here, birds have like blackened eyes. Yeah.
Giant solar farm in California.
They're trying. It's on a
It doesn't
slideshow.
let us full screen it.
It won't go full screen during the slideshow.
You guys sit on
Russell and everybody, can you duck down so people can see?
Pure energy, but it turns out that the alternative source has its pitfalls too. Ivanka, a giant solar farm in California's Mojave Desert, is actually producing such high levels of heat that birds flying over it are burning to death. The Ivanka Solar Electric Generating System that opened last Thursday is a joint
Anyway, so basically this is just saying how there are these birds, like, and a lot of them got killed by, like, this one place where there was, like, so many solar panels. And tons of birds die, and... Huh? Okay.
One more.
Yeah.
One more video.
One more video.
No, we said done.
Done.
effort by NRG Energy.
Another video. We're done. So are you playing another video? No, we're not.
Judges, you need to be quiet until Solar finishes their talk.
That was a great debate, and we think geothermal energy is a great energy source and a good source to debate with. We found some very interesting facts on geothermal, and we hope you found some on us as well. Our energy source had many good arguments and defenses, and so did geothermal energy. Solar was more green and reliable, but geothermal was more efficient, and they were a great worthy opponent. It was a great debate in a close match, and whoever wins shall have good luck using their energy source in America. But we will power the other half because you can only power the west coast of the world, or one half of the world. U.S.
The U.S., not the world.
Alright. Done.
Oh, I was president for
The better team wins. The better team wins. We don't know who the better team is.
So, as President of the United States of America, my cabinet has informed me that we have a winner. It's going to be between geothermal and solar. We know that.
No, we don't.
This winner is going to get $200 billion to spend on creating power plants through at least part of the world, the U.S., right? Because one is going to be half, the other one might be spread out, but we might avoid the winter places because of snow, if it's solar, We have to think about those things, right?
Yep.
All right? But we'd like to congratulate both teams for getting this far in the debate, because to get to the end is a pretty big accomplishment. Agreed?
Yeah.
Agreed. And we heard that out of our 6 teams, we knew that 5 had to lose. Yes, everyone?
Yes.
But we do have a winner. So, it is my proud honor to present to you this large check.
It's invisible. It's invisible.
Yeah, because it's really, it's a budget thing. I can't really write you a check for $200 billion. It's not possible. This large check goes to
Me.
geothermal energy. Congratulations.
Is there anything you would like to say about the debate?
Solar is a very good energy source.
Thank you.
Very, very good. It did have some cons, and we had some cons too, so it was a very fair debate. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very well matched. It was well matched. We were very close.
You all did a wonderful job during all of our rounds of the debate. Thank you very, very much.